How did you come up with the idea of YouTube? You're doing really well. Thanks for being here. Hey, thanks, mate. I got in kind of early with it, but at the same time, I worked really hard. I was working full-time in IT, and I hated going to the office. I hated dressing up to go to work and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't really like a culture that interested me whatsoever. I used to be a Microsoft specialist, so I did some training and I got qualified and all that kind of stuff. I always thought I would be into computers, but my passion was always music and cameras and filming. And like since I was a kid, I've always loved music, like listening to it. Also liked going to the jams and playing music and testing gear and all that kind of stuff. And a few of my friends were always into that kind of thing as well, like Brian, Rick, and a few of the other guys. So it used to be a lot harder to get like the partner program where you can make money on ads and all that kind of stuff. So I made $3 one day and I thought, how do I turn this into an income? Without doing things I wasn't interested in. Early on, I reviewed anything I could get from my friends, but once it started kind of working and the views went up and all that kind of stuff, I said, I don't want to turn this into like a day job where I'm obligated to work with a distributor who gives me stuff to review. Like, that's not fun. I never wanted to be in that situation, and I'm not. And I'm really thankful for that. It gives me flexibility to do the things that I love, and also to do things outside of the grind of just reviewing the next thing. I always try to kind of keep the content different. So the idea of it just came from initially when there weren't videos of pedals online or anything. There was none. I think I put the first Behringer pedal video online, the first Seymour Duncan pedal and all these kind of things back in the day. And it was a mix of stuff. I used to put like holiday content on and travel stuff, all that kind of thing. And then I used to see the views go up with that. So I was like, oh, I'll just make a few more videos around music equipment. Like, had I have known what YouTube would have become, I probably would have put more time into like other stuff as well back in the early days, but you only have so much time, and I was working full time. I was coming home and then I'd be in like really nice clothes because I was straight home from work. If I sat down, then it was over. The day was gone. So I would get caffeinated again, which is how this addiction started. And then I would film at least 2 videos, and then that was it. I do that, rinse and repeat for like 3 years until I thought, I gotta just try this and see how it goes. And I sold my car because it was the worst purchase I ever made in my life. It cost me $3,000 to sell my car. So I wouldn't have the recurring payments. I was living in a very affordable apartment, and I was sharing at the time. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a shot. And then it's like, let's try everything. And again, without the intention of being at the mercy of being paid to review everything, because I could do that easy. If every video I post, I could be charging companies for it or saying yes to 100 things that don't interest me, but I don't want to do that. I've always tried to do stuff that interests me to some extent, and then the rest sort of takes care of itself. How many sponsored plugs have I done? 2. I did DistroKid back in the day, and I did one for Sweetwater. Actual, like, ad reads, right? I don't like doing those in my videos. I don't think people like watching them. I prefer to do it in a different way. So it's been a big learning curve, and it's also a passion, man. Like, again, I love video equipment. I love music equipment. It makes me a better muso as well. Like, you know, if you look at my videos even 5 years ago to now, my playing's arguably better, right? Some people would disagree, but recording yourself and hearing yourself back and putting together something is creative. And I always wanted to do something creative. And it feels like it's kind of like ticks a lot of boxes for my personality too. I don't want to work for someone else, even though you could argue I work on YouTube, but I've always felt like I didn't fit in with the day job scene, which is why I probably played gigs, right? Like music and all that kind of stuff. Because before YouTube and during YouTube, I was gigging a lot, but not so much anymore. But it's persistence, and you've always got to strive to make your content better.